welcome to the Yorkshire Voice News at 4 o'clock. I'm Amelia Riley. On today's show, the future for Huddersfield Town is looking less bleak, and today is World Meteorological Day. Later we'll find out what the people of Huddersfield think of climate change.
I'm very worried about climate change, and I'm sure it will affect the weather eventually, but I think it's hard to pinpoint if the fact it was very cold last week is a result of climate change.
But first, 4 men have been charged with the murder of a 17-year-old boy in Leeds. Trust junior Gangata was stabbed in Salisbury Grove Armley early Sunday. The 4 men, aged 18 and 19, were due to appear at Leeds Magistrate Court this morning. 2 drivers who were racing each other at speed moments before causing the collision which killed another motorist have been jailed at Leeds Crown Court. Simon Hinchliffe, who was 53 and from Kirkburton, was killed at the scene which happened on Huddersfield Road in Kirkburton in October of 2020. Moments earlier, the 2 drivers were seen speeding along nearby roads at speeds of up to 90 miles per hour, where the limit was only 40. A West Yorkshire police officer has been charged with assault whilst on duty. PC Simon Hartley works in Bradford District and has been charged with common assault. He's due to appear at Leeds Magistrate Court tomorrow. And in sport news, Huddersfield Town have agreed a takeover by an American consortium, which means they will avoid going into administration. John Wilson has been a supporter for 55 years and is a member of the Town Supporters Association. He joins us live now. Well, thank you for joining me today, John. It's really nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
So obviously you saw your first game in 1963, so that's almost 60 years as a supporter. So how do the fans feel about this deal?
I think the overwhelming feeling will be one of relief that at long last the wrangle that seems to have gone on all year is finally over. So the big bonus as far as town fans is concerned is that we've done it without going into administration, which means that we don't get deducted 12 points this season, and we rule out the possibility of starting next season with a possible penalty of 12 points. So I think from that point of view, it's good news. I think most town fans will welcome it. There will be a little bit of apprehension because we don't know who these North American owners are, whether they're from a sporting background or that type of thing. So there's always that little bit of uncertainty, but I think overall the feeling will be one of relief.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be quite worrying, but I mean, at least there's some hope there. So what does this mean for the club?
Well, I think it gives them, well, first of all, for the rest of the season, it means that they know they've got a fighting chance of staying up. I mean, it's still an uphill battle, but the points deduction would have sunk them. So basically, knowing that they've still got a chance of stopping up this season is a big bonus. I think as well that going forward, we understand from what we've read about the deal that Dean Hoyle, who has been who took over from Phil Hodgkinson again, he's taking most of the debt with him, so it means that the club will be basically debt-free. So they're going into a new season. They'll need a new manager. They'll need to strengthen the squad. But overall, I think that feeling, there will be a real feeling of hope tonight that better things are just around the corner.
Yeah, so it's all looking good overall, all hope there. Is it sort of a trend now for English football clubs to be bought out by outside groups and organisations? I mean, Wrexham was bought by Ryan Reynolds, and obviously Man United has been bought by Glazer. So is it becoming a trend now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of foreign owners. I mean, most of the big clubs in the Premier League are owned by foreigners, teams like Manchester United, Manchester City. Even further down the pyramid now, there are owners, as you said. The days when the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, you know, from the local high street ran a club seem to be coming to an end. It does seem to be much more of a big business now.
Yeah, so is there definitely still some hope there for the fans, though?
Oh yeah, I think the overall feeling tonight, Amelia, is one of hope. The uncertainty and the death is gone.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, John. It's been great to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No worries. Now, 6 fish and chip shops in Leeds have made it to the list of the 50 best in the whole country. 2 of them are different branches of Kirbys Fish and Chips. Alicia Whitehead has been to the branch in Huddersfield.
During the annual Fry Awards, Kirbys, a local fish and chip shop in Leeds, triumphed. I spoke to Andy, the owner, about what it was like finding out that both of his shops were in the top 50.
We were really chuffed. it's something that I've been striving towards for a while, and pushing on that way. And then last year we missed out at the Meanwood shop by like 1%, and it was something that I really pushed for this year to get it. And we took over here a year ago yesterday, and it was something that we wanted to do at both, so we entered both and managed to get both inside that top 50, and everyone were really happy with it then.
During the Fry Awards, judges secretly travel across the country, judging the food, cleanliness, staff, value for money, social media and much more.
Yeah, pretty good. Speechless, which everyone will tell you ain't really often that happens, but yeah, I was speechless from it, so.
I also spoke to Andy about what his plans are for the future and what his next steps are in terms of social media use.
Social media is something that now is pretty key to the business, and it's something that we need to do more of going forward. We're already pretty active on it, as you'll see, but yeah, we need to do even more, I think.
Today is World Meteorological Day, which focuses on the future of the ocean, weather and climate across generations. We spoke to the public about how they think the climate change is affecting the weather.
I don't know too much about it, but I do love the sun, and I do love the UK weather, so that's my piece.
Well, I think last year when it was sunny and stuff, it was also times where it was really rainy as well, so it's made it less predictable and more random of weather changes.
I am very worried about climate change, and I'm sure it will affect the weather eventually, but I think it's hard to pinpoint if the fact it was very cold last week is a result of climate change. Although I do think the floods, people say it's just a fluke that we've had so much flooding at times like in June, when in my lifetime I don't particularly remember that until recently, so I think that probably is a result of climate change.
Well, from future weather to recent weather, Demea, what's it been like out there today?
Well, I'm here by the running track just outside of Leeds Trinity University, and unfortunately the sun has now disappeared. It was coming in and out, but unfortunately it's just a bunch of grey clouds outside. However, tonight showers will continue into the evening, which will merge into a longer spell of rain overnight. Wind should ease a little but remain blustery over high ground and around showers. The minimum temperature will be 4 degrees. For the weekend, it will mostly be cloudy with heavy rain and showers on Saturday, so make sure to be prepared with those umbrellas. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Demea, and thank you for joining us today. We're back tomorrow at 4, so make sure to come back and join us again. If you want to hear more from us in the meantime, head over to our social media pages on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. That's all from us for now. Goodbye.